Hello, I'm Pixel Morgellon and this is Pixel Presents. Our guest this week is Jade Goody, which will be, in all honesty, her final interview. This is it. The last chance to raise some money for the two boys she's leaving motherless from this terrible tragedy. Jade, hello, and thank you for talking to us this one last time.
Thanks, Mr. Morgellon.
Please call me Pixel. We've known each other a long time.
Sorry, Pixolus. Pixol. Sorry. I always mangle my words, so I can't blame all this blooming pain medication I'm on again.
That's okay, Jade. You're being very brave and we're very lucky to have you here. Tell us, why have you decided to grant this one more interview? We thought that your wedding was going to be your curtain call, your final curtain call from public life.
Yeah, I'm doing this as a thank you to all my fans who have always supported me, and because there is still a few things to clear up.
Jade, you said whatever you wanted today. We're here for you. We feel your pain. It's as if I have cervical cancer too.
You didn't just say that.
Jade, you are so funny. You're absolutely amazing, and that's why we all love you.
Really? You really love me? Everyone always loves me. Depends what sells more papers, doesn't it? You know, you've got to remember that before I was diagnosed with cancer, I was public enemy #1. People say that this is a publicity stunt. If I got better like Kylie, you know, and it wasn't terminal, then people would say I was faking it, and they'd probably go back to hating me again. What sells more papers, race hate Jade or dying Jade? I wonder.
Jade, you're being very cynical today. It's not like the usual cheeky, chirpy, cheerful Jade.
I sound like me, just Jade.
Do you have anything to say to the critics who said that you've milked your illness, that perhaps you should have withdrawn from public eye?
No. Why would I be doing this for anything other than to provide more for my boys? I don't need more publicity, do I?
Absolutely, we're not here for the publicity either. We're not jumping on any bandwagon.
My job for the past 7 years has been being Jade Goody. You know, so what was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to stop working and use my boys' savings that I worked really hard to get on my hospital treatments? No, I needed to work. I needed to make the most of the time I had left in case, you know, my cancer didn't go away. I didn't realise, you know, the short amount of time I'd have left.
How much longer do you think you've got left?
I don't know. But, you know, for the past 7 years, people, including yourself, have told me that my 15 minutes of fame will be up any minute and that I should cash in. Take the money, Jade. Do this, Jade. You know, it won't last forever, Jade. And that's why I've worked really hard. That's why I've always done smart things with my money. I've bought houses and I went and trained as a proper beauty therapist. Well, that 15 minutes everyone was chatting about turned out to be the rest of my life. Why do you think I chose you, Pixel Morgellon, to do my final interview?
So what you're saying is, you choosing me to do this final interview is just another in the long line of smart choices that you've made since you've had to face this terrible illness. I always got that you weren't as dumb and disgusting as the newspaper I once worked for had you out to be. I got that, I knew that.
That's right, that paper you worked for was one of the meanest to me, I remember.
It's the way things were back then, with those evil tabloids. I wasn't really a part of all that, Jade. I've always had a soft spot for you. You and I are a lot alike.
I'm not dead yet, and we're nothing alike.
That's not true. I'm often accused of being famous for doing nothing.
Except I'm not famous for doing nothing. I've done loads.
Well, we're both loved and hated in equal measure, say polarising figures like Marmite.
And why I chose you to do this final interview. I've known that you don't really like me. You know, I've known it all along.
Jade, I love you. If it wasn't for the cancer, I'd gobble you up.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. I'm not being big-headed or anything, but you know, when I go out, and this is before I had cancer, people, ordinary people in the street, are really happy to see me. I never had a mean thing said to my face, not like any of these cowards who write nasty things about me on the internet. Yeah, maybe they don't go out away from their computers. They're afraid of sunlight, you know, I don't know. I don't keep myself hidden away, and I don't have bodyguards like you do. I'm the same now as I was before I became famous.
So you're saying you had the last laugh?
No, I'm not saying that. How could anyone human even think like that? What's there to laugh about a young dying mum who's not going to be around to see her kids grow up?
Have you told your kids that you're dying yet? How did they take it?
I took professional advice on how to handle my kids, and their reaction is private, it's personal.
But Jade, you owe us. I mean, you owe everyone all the details. I mean, what was it like? Was it like a scene from Terms of Endearment? You know, give us one last soundbite, one last squeeze of the lemon.
It's private, end of. You know, how long are you and your friends going to be profiting from my death?
Ouch, Jade, that's brutal.
Are you not listening? I have nothing left to lose. I can say what I want now.
You're being very heroic, Jade.
And you're still such an arse-licker, Morgellon. Why do you think I chose you to do my final interview? I could have chosen anyone I wanted. You haven't answered my question.
Because I'm immensely good at my job. We've always got on extremely well. And who else could you choose who'd be as good at handling this poignant and final sad
Yeah, and
interview?
you're making loads off of this, right?
I've waived my usual considerable fee in exchange for ownership of the rights. So, in effect, I'm doing it for free. And I'm sure I'll donate most of the profits to cancer awareness.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. You'll make it all back, though, when you sell it through syndication. Every time anyone even shows a second of this interview, you'll cash in. Ka-ching!
Syndication, that's a big word, Jay.
Pig-soul, we can stop acting. I've been in this business for 7 years. You know, there's a lot of big words I know. Euthanasia, for instance. You know, was it you or was it my publicist who said that if I went to Switzerland and filmed my last interview from one of those death clinics, it'd be worth a lot more? How much is enough, Pig-soul? Even when I said to you, no, there's no way I would take my own life. I don't want to die anywhere else besides England. You pushed. You still pushed until my mum had to throw you out of the house.
But Jade, we only suggested that so that you could make some more money for your boys. It was nothing to do about making stuff for the people that actually made you.
Nobody made me. And I don't need any more money for my boys. I pray every day that they don't turn out like you, because you were well educated, weren't you?
Yes, of course I was.
Well, I want them to be taken care of and educated, not spoilt, feeling like the world owes them because of who their mum is. I never imagined being famous. You know, it's just how my wish of being a great mum came true. I knew I was going to have 2 boys. Fame doesn't compare to the feeling you get when those boys wrap their arms around you and they say, I love you, Mum. Fame don't do that.
But Jade, it does make you feel much better than the civilians, the nobodies.
I didn't go on Big Brother thinking that I was going to be big. I did it to get away from my day-to-day life for a bit. I had never even been away from home. And those people who cast me, they said going on Big Brother was like, you know, a holiday camp. I didn't even treat it like it was a contest. Not like Kate Lawler, who was the girl, if anyone remembers, who actually won. Yeah, she wanted to be famous and she had an action plan and it worked. She won. You know, I didn't win the bleeding show, but I haven't been off the telly or out of the papers since.
You're 1 in a million, Jade Goody.
The hardest part of being ill, right, is the speed at which it happens. Yeah, a few days ago, I had a decent chance of beating this thing. I can't believe something so small is going to win over me. I'm praying for a miracle, you know, a last-minute reprieve.
Is it true, Jade, that you're going to film your death as part of your TV series? Do you think that's something the world wants to see?
Are you talking about the reports you leaked to hype this interview? No, it's not something I want people to see. But, you know, I bet it's something that they'll watch, though. Again, you know, I'm not being big-headed, but the tabloids sell more when I'm in them. They're the ones who are really coining it in. I didn't go and get myself educated these past few years just to end up reading that kind of crap. Yes, Pig-soul, you know that I've been to university and I've had tutors. I've told you, you know, the act is over. I'll ask you again, how much money do you think the papers are making out of my illness, do you reckon?
Jade, this talk of finances makes me very uncomfortable. I hate talking about how well off I am.
Did you know that there's a website and it's taking bets on the day I die? Jack told me, you know, I haven't seen it. That has got to be sicker than my cancer. They're the people who would want to watch me die on the telly.
Well, I haven't placed any bets on it.
I never said you did.
How much longer do the doctors think you've got left again?
I don't know, and I don't read what people write about me in the papers or online. Why would I? It's not real. Nothing in the news is. You know that, don't you, Pig-soul? No, I use the web for shopping and checking how my investments are doing. And go out and live your life, or you can sit in your mum's basement writing hateful crap about people you've never actually met.
Well, I can tell you that the comments about you since you've been ill have been much, much kinder.
I don't care. You know, the Prime Minister's even mentioned me. I've been bleeding hell. You know, no wonder my cancer's got people distracted about how fucked up everything is. It stops them thinking how him and his best mates have fucked it all up. Gets them thinking about something else, gets them off their backs for a bit. Pig-soul, you can't let it go to your head, otherwise you let all the negative stuff go to your head too.
You don't read everything that's written about you.
No, I don't, because I know who I am. You know, and even though I am the one who is supposedly dying, I pity those people who can be so cold, because yeah, I'm dying, you're dying, they're going to die, you know, we're all going to die. Only they're going to die and be the same sad and jealous people they always were. We all get what's ours. The minute we're born, you start to die, right?
But some sooner than others.
Got this letter from somebody complaining, saying that their mum's got cancer, but she's not followed around all day with a camera. And I pissed myself laughing because I thought, you know, I never asked for this. I didn't ask to be followed around. My cancer has been the biggest distraction since Princess Diana died. Like this interview, yeah? There's loads more stories being broadcast that people should be watching, but they probably won't.
Jade, Pixel Presents is a very highly regarded show.
Yes, in your head it is. It's not permanent. Nothing's permanent. You know, not the shit way I grew up or the lavish way I'm going out. It's words sitting in the middle of nowhere, like in Cyberspace Thingy. You know, they're fake and meaningless. Your kids are what matters. You know, the people you love are what matters.
Jade, you seem very angry today.
Yes, I am angry, Pixel. Yes, I am. Duh. You know, who wouldn't be angry? I love being alive and I'd like to stay that way, thank you. Less than 2 years ago, people said that I had serious anger issues during that whole race row thing.
Jade, we really don't need to go there.
No, I said that I would be honest, so let's continue. Yes, I had anger issues before I was sick. And just because you're ill, it doesn't make your issues go away, does it? Power and fame don't make you happy. You know that, don't you, Pixel? That's why most of the famous people I met, you know, they're messed up and miserable and they end up having drugs or, you know, go mental because they thought that having attention and fame is going to make their problems go away. But it doesn't, does it? If anything, it makes it worse. I was happy before I became famous, yeah? I just wasn't happy with my circumstances. That's why I didn't do drugs.
I don't do drugs. I've been clean for 5 years now.
I wasn't angry about getting sick until, you know, they couldn't fix it and my cancer spread. What I wanted more than anything, Pixel, was to be a mum. And I got to do that. And I've done so much more since. These past few weeks, I have made so many wishes come true. And I'm not done.
You're not done? You're not finished? But I thought this was your final interview. I mean, you haven't given it to someone else, have you? You haven't given it to Pax.
No, this is my final interview. But, you know, people have been so kind to me that there is one more thing I want to do for one of my fans.
Jade, you really are a national treasure, aren't you? You just keep on giving.
And you still keep on being such an arse-licker, Morgellon. You've always looked down on me, haven't you? Like I was beneath you.
Jade, that's not true. I love you.
Yes,
I don't look
it
down
is.
on anyone.
Yeah. Your sort always do. Like you said earlier, that I'm famous for doing nothing. That's not true. I've not been off the telly since I was first on it. Yeah, I've written 3 books. I've had 2 fitness DVDs that have been in the top 10. Yeah, I've created 2 of the biggest selling perfumes that have sold even more than Posh Spice. Yeah, I've done loads and loads of work for charity. Plus, I've made loads of vultures, scum agents, stalker paparazzi, who really don't have any talent, loads of money. Why has nobody else that's been on Big Brother even achieved 1/10 of what I've done? I'm sorry, but I am sick of you saying that I am famous for doing nothing. I'm a goddamn industry.
Jade, thank you for your courage. I'll definitely be able to sell this outside the UK now. I've been on the telly in the States, you know.
Wow, and you still sound like the smarmy, self-promoting, patronising oily git I remember. You haven't answered my question.
What question?
Why I chose you to do this final interview.
Well, I thought we'd already established that. Well, OK, it's fine. We can go back. We can edit it out. I guess because I'm the person most suited to doing this job. Are you tired, Jade? Would you like to take a break?
I'm fine. No, I'm fine. It's just that you keep answering my question with the wrong answer. If you could go back in time and kill Hitler and stop him from killing all them Jews, would you? Would you?
Jade, are you sure you're OK?
Yes, I'm fine. Do you know what? I'm going to ask you again. If you could go back in time and kill Hitler and stop him from murdering all them innocent people in the Second World War, would you? This is my final interview. You know, nothing was supposed to be held back. I'm the one who's got cancer. Please, I want a genuine answer.
OK. It's a bit like you're interviewing me rather than the other way round. But I can see that this is about me as much as it's about you. So yeah, in order to answer your question, although I don't condone violence, yes, I would go back and kill Hitler if I could prevent the murder of all those innocent people. Yes, I would.
Maybe we do have something in common after all. Can I read this letter? It's from a girl I met when I was in the hospital having chemo. She was really sweet. She reminded me of myself when I was her age. You know, she said she was my #1 fan. Her name's Versace.
Sure, whatever you want, love. This is all for you. But if you feel tired and you want the cameras to stop rolling, just say the word.
No. I've got to keep going. You know, I've got to get this done. The clock's ticking. Dear Jade, I'm so sorry to hear that your cancer is not getting better and the doctors can't fix you. You were so nice to me when I met you at the hospital. Now I have been told they can't fix my leukemia neither. What I didn't tell you when we met was my mum worked as a cleaning lady for that man off the telly, Pigsaw Morgellon. And he was late once paying her wages and was behind like 2 weeks of money, which is a lot when you're poor.
I don't even know who you're talking about, Jade.
Let me finish, yeah? Each time she would go to his house and ask for her wages, he got more and more cross. Finally, he comes to the door and throws a wad of cash at my mother, right in front of me, and called her an ugly-faced bitch, a cheap scrubber, and told her to F off and stop crying about her money. I never saw my mother cry so much as after he'd done that. I swear he even muttered the N-word at her under his breath as she bent over to pick the notes off the ground.
Jade, this is practically libelous. I've never even met this
Jade,
person.
I know you have pretended to be good friends with Pigsaw Morgellon, but if you knew the way he really was, you'd want to get rid of him too. My mother had a theory as to why he was so mean to her. She claimed she caught him shape-shifting. That's what she called it anyway. She said it was the grossest, slimiest thing she had ever seen. Like a lizard, and it started putting on skin like it were clothes.
Jade, I really don't think we need to hear anymore.
Would you let me continue? You probably think my mum was crazy, but she really believed it. And my mum was no liar. And when he came near me, I used to feel sick. There is something just not right about him. So please, if you ever get to see Pigsaw Morgellon one last time, then I am begging you to make another dying girl's wish come true. Spare us this dark force. I know it's not right to take another person's life, but he ain't human. Please, please destroy Pigsaw Morgellon. God bless you, Jade Goody. Whoa. That is some letter, huh? A teenager begging me to kill you. Well, I was gobsmacked because I never thought of you like that. You know, I knew you were a phony git who was trying to make money off me, but someone who could treat someone like that, you know, be that cruel right in front of their own daughter. Worse, that you're some shape-shifty thing that's not even human.
Jade, I never did any
Don't deny what you did to that poor girl's mother, because it's the truth, and I know it is.
Shapeshifter.
Let me finish.
Please.
You know, when she gave me this letter, I started to have the same dream night after night, and it was you and Hitler, and you were in hell together, yeah? And you're sitting there eating KFC and drinking cider, and I ask you if you'll give some of your food to these starving children that I'm looking after, and instead of sharing your food, you and Hitler, I know it's Hitler because it looks exactly like him, instead of sharing the food, you start taking off your faces, which are disguises for your real monster faces, and you throw your food in the rubbish. You start chomping on these children. You know, like it's the KFC, but it's the children, it's not the chicken. And you're chomping on the children, and you're like giggling and dancing around this massive totem pole.
Massive totem pole.
You know, since I've been dying, I've been reading this book, yeah, about preparing you to die, yeah? And it tells you that when you're dying, you can become more psychic. Like, I don't know, it's this string attached between you and heaven, and it's getting weaker. I don't know, but I just kept having this dream. And I thought, you know, maybe the cancer has spread and it's got into my head and that it's making me, you know, think all loopy. And the doctor said the cancer had got into almost every part of my body, but it hasn't got into my brain.
Well, then I suggest you consider getting a second
And
opinion.
you started having this mental bidding war with Simon Shallow about who should have my final interview. And then you made it public that you won. And yeah, things got funnier, you know, weirder, because for every one letter I would get wishing me well and support, I would get twice as many saying that if I ever get the chance to get rid of you, I should take it, that you were a dark force, like in Versace's letter, and that I should stop you before it gets too late. I got over 1 million letters wishing me well. So you're so smart, Pigsaw. You work it out. That's a lot of people who want to see the back of you. My dream only stopped when I decided what I needed to do.
Get rid of? Decided what you had to do? Come on, love. The public adore me. When I was editor of my newspaper, we had a circulation of 7 million people. They weren't reading it for the news, they were reading it for me. They loved me. Stupid little sheep. I'm sure you've got this wrong. This is, you know, are you sure that you're not having these hallucinations that you were having?
My God. You still don't get it, do you? Here. See for yourself. Freddie, Bobby, I will always love you. There is just one more thing Mum has to do. Take all the opportunities that come your way, yeah? Because you never know how long they're going to last. Remember, living in the moment's the best, yeah? Try and do that. And don't be sad for too long about me, okay? Enjoy being alive like I did. I tried to do what's right and help others. I was never a victim. Not a cancer victim or a victim of swills like this. I was in control, and I'm still taking charge now. I just turned my medicine back beyond what the doctor said was safe before I read Versace's letter. I'm going to be ending this interview very soon. This is it.
I can't get done for assisted suicide.
Would you stop it? It's not about you anymore. Boys, remember that I'm doing this for you. Remember that I love you. Remember I'm doing this for you and for that young Versace who opened my eyes to all this, and everybody else out there who's beginning to wake up. This is the end times, yeah? You know, wishes really do come true. I wished so hard to have children who'd have a better chance than me, and I got that. Yeah, you know, I wished that I could have been around to watch you grow up. You know, maybe I should have wished for more wishes. Freddie, Bobby, you know, when you watch this, you'll be old enough to know that monsters really do exist. And Mum is just going to get rid of one. Pixel, what are you flinching for? You thought I had a blade on me? I had to be helped into the studio. I know you're thick, but are you blind as well?
You said you had to do what you had to do. I thought you were going to...
What? Kill you? No. I just wanted to kill your career. You know, when you're this close to death and Jesus, the last thing you want to do is take someone else with you. You know, even you. Even if I had the strength.
You said you turned your medicine up too high.
I did, but not enough to overdose. Oh, you idiot. What? You think I want to be drawing my last breath with you as the final thing I'm seeing in this lousy studio? Get real! Darkness hates the light. I wanted to expose you for what you really are. That's what I wanted to do, just in case I am dying, and I've done that now. I don't know if you are a shapeshifter or what kind of monster you are. Yeah? If you're just plain soulless or some sad little man, you know, everyone can see for themselves. There's something not right about you. You know, they're comparing me to Princess Diana, but I bet what they never mentioned is that Lady Di never managed to get her family off the dole like I did. And now I'm getting you off the telly. We're done. You're done.